I think you always have a cup in front of you at the very beginning.
I
That's
think
like
I always have a cup in front of me all day. I live my life caffeinated. Anyone here knows that by now. It's the best way to live your life. Hey guys, if you are jumping on and catching us live, do me a favor and drop a comment so that we know you're here and that everything is working well as far as audio goes. We had a couple people with some issues before trying to jump on the live, so we want to make sure that we are good to go. So when you catch this and you get the notification that we are here, drop a comment so we know you're watching, and we can say good morning to you. Oh, I think this is the least amount of late we've ever been to a live. 6 minutes
6
late.
minutes.
There's always something technical. Always. Shout out. Actually, shoot, I can't remember who it was. Who came up with Mossio? Who was it that came up with that?
Brian Whitman, I think.
Brian Whitman. Shout out to you for coming up with the name for the podcast that we've got going on here. Threw up a little mock-up of the logo. It's hard to tell on this screen, but it is gold to match our brand standard. But anyway, so we officially have a logo. Brian, thank you so much for that. If you're jumping on, catching us live, pop in and say, hey, let us know you're here and that you can hear us. Okay. So today's task or action item thing we're talking about, it's kind of like super secret. I don't know. I never knew about it for the longest time until good morning. Until Jace told me about it. And once he did, I was like, how does not everybody know about this? We talk a lot about what it means. Oh no, I broke it. Brian, don't be disappointed in me. Let me get that back up there. We talk a lot about I know. I knew I was going to do that too because I'd get distracted by notifications. Reel it back in. Oh my. We're having a good fun time this morning. Oh goodness. I was so excited to have that up there to show Brian too. Let me get that back up there. We talk a lot about I know. I knew I was going to do that. What is happening here? Is that you or me?
I think that was me.
My feed?
That was my fault.
You were trying to check and see who was saying hey. Okay. Let's get into this. I'm so sorry, guys, for the distractions. That is completely my fault. So when it comes to ranking, the most important thing is that Google recognizes who you are and what it is that you're trying to rank for, correct? So when it comes to rankings, you want to be able to talk directly to Google. Most of the time, the way that we do that is through like your Google My Business or through all of the keywords that are on your website. But there's a more direct way to kind of secretly sneak in and talk directly to Google. And it's called Schema code. This is super easy if you know how to do it. And it is massively impactful as far as improving your rankings and being able to communicate directly to Google. Jace, correct me if I'm wrong, but rather than having to wait so much longer for Google to crawl your pages and to realize what you're ranking for, the schema code directly tells Google and it's able to go more quickly, correct?
In short, yes. Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. It's basically, putting the information right under their nose, so to speak, instead of them crawling your site and trying to figure out what you're doing, who you are, what other entities you're connected with, like, trying to find your social properties and wondering if these are actually yours and blah, blah, blah. You can put it in a set of code and tell Google, this is exactly who we are, what we do. These are our entities and social properties. And, you just put it right under their nose so they don't have to figure it out.
Seems like it makes a lot of sense, right, guys? But how does nobody know about this? Well, because I think when it comes to talking about code or anything technical, it gets really overwhelming really quick. But there is a super easy generator that actually creates this for you that Jason's going to walk you through so you can make it custom for your business and get it installed on your site. We're all about working smarter and not harder. Jason, you want to show them?
Yeah. So I think to answer kind of your question, a lot of people don't maybe they've known about it or they've heard the word schema thrown around. I mean, we've even thrown it around in the Facebook group and whatnot. But when you start digging into it, it's a rabbit hole. You can go very, very, very deep with schema code and all the different things that you can do with it. And people hear the word code and they're just instantly scared of it.
Yeah.
So we're going to just show you the very basic, the bare minimum that you should have on your website. We're not going to go deep down the rabbit hole today. This is just the top level of what you need to have on your website. And it's very simple. Okay. So first off, I've already put the link in the comments. It's a link to Ahrefs blog. Okay. And this is it. So if you want to go read more about schema, what is schema markup, how to use it for SEO, you can go and you can read it if you want to learn more about it and how it works, right?
Don't get overwhelmed by this, though. Don't feel like you have to understand everything about schema in order to take action and move your business forward. You don't have to understand it. You just need to know it is vital for SEO, for your keyword rankings, and to dominate your local market. But if you nerd out on this stuff and you want to, here's a great resource to do it.
Correct. Yeah, I mean, you don't need to read it, but if you want to, if you're an eager beaver, go read it. It's good stuff. Okay. And I've also put the link for the generator in there. It is my favorite generator, and let's go over to that right now. And this is, I don't know, called Merkle, technicalseo.com's schema generator. Okay. And we'll show you how to use this. Let me try to zoom in and show you. So when you come to this website,
there you go.
That looks a little better. Okay, when you come to the website, you're going to have options on what you can select. Okay, you're always going to want to go down. Well, you have tons of things. Don't pick website or product or person or anything, organization. Always do local business. Okay, because you are a local business. All right. And when you do that, all of these fields are going to be blank, obviously. Okay. And these are what you need to fill out. I've already done it to save us a little bit of time, but you simply just fill these out. So you put the name of your business. All right. You go and grab the URL for your logo. Easy way to do that. I should have had this up here. All right. Easiest way to do that, to find the URL for your logo, is go to your website, right click on it, and hit copy image address. Okay. If you copy the image address, it's going to give you a long caret URL, and that is your logo's URL. Okay. So let's go back to the generator. All right. You put that in the image URL. You paste your website URL in the URL section. You also do that for the ID. Okay. Then you put in your phone number. You do not have to do anything for price range. Your street address. Now, guys, of course, we've talked about this before. You want to make sure this is the same exact street address that you're using for your Google My Business. Okay. Same exact. So if you need to go and look at your Google business profile and see what address it is, make sure it's exactly the same. Okay. United States, New York, put that all in there. Once you have the address in, you can hit geo coordinates and boom, it's going to pop in your geo coordinates. While you're doing this, it's building all the code over here on the right hand side. Okay. So you can see it as you're building it. All right. Which is pretty neat. So you can kind of understand it a little bit better as well. So you come on down here and then you add opening hours. It's pretty simple. You just select which days you're open, right? And then you put in the times. Now this is a 24-hour timing system or whatever you want to call it. So if like you're open 9 o'clock to 5 p.m., you need to put in military time, right? So 0900 1700 hours, right? Oh, and I added an extra hours there, so we can close that. All right. You don't really need to do anything with departments. That's really not going to apply for anybody here. And then social profiles. Social profiles is very important to do because you want to associate your website with your social profiles. So it's pretty simple. You just select the ones that you have. Okay. And as you're doing that, it's populating them down here. Okay. And then you just drop in the URLs for those social profiles. So basically, you're telling Google that this is my website and these are my social profiles. They, they're all one entity, right? You want Google to connect the dots. Okay. And this can help out with moving things along with your SEO quite a bit, actually. We actually had just a client the other day that he didn't have any kind of schema on his website whatsoever, and Google was having trouble associating his brand name for some reason. And all I did was this basic schema code, the same exact thing I'm doing right here. And within I think it was within 6 or 7 hours, boom, Google associated it and things just shot right back up. So it's the simple things like this that really help. Now, I'll give you a tip here. If you run out of areas, like maybe you have, I always like to put in the Google Maps CID URL. And obviously that is not in here. So if you run out of spots in here, you can always just come down here and hit website, or you can hit one of these other ones. Even though you don't have like a GitHub URL or a Wikipedia URL, it doesn't matter. As you're pasting in the URLs, okay, it's just going to keep adding them. All right. It doesn't matter what the logo really is over here. It's just trying to help you out. Okay. Once you are done and have everything filled out, okay, I believe that's all on here. Yes. Once you're done, have all your code here. Trying to zoom in. Okay. You're going to come over here and you can copy this very simply. All right. But you can also test it. Okay. So if we hit the Google button, all right, we have the rich results test and the structured data testing tool. You can use either one. I like the structured data testing tool. It automatically pops it on over for you. Okay. You don't have to copy it or paste it and whatnot. Come down here. You'll see all the code that you've done. Okay. So there's our code. We're going to hit play or go, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to show you, it's showing you how Google is reading it and how search engines are reading it. So very simply, even as a human being, I'm not a robot, but I can kind of read what's going on here, right? Very simple. So you're putting this information right under Google's nose. So they do not have to search for it. They can just look at this, they can read it, and they can apply it to your website. Okay, so very, very simple. You can even do the other test as well. It's very similar. It's actually Google's tool that they use to read it. And you can see if there's any errors, it'll pop the code right in here for you. And let's do desktop. But we'll test code. And you can see, all of our code is over here on the left-hand side again. All right. Everything is detected. Sometimes you'll see this, but this is because of the price. We don't have a price on, our local business, so we don't need to do that. And yeah, missing field price range, which is optional. You don't need it. Okay. But very, very simple to do. Now, what do you do with this code, right? So remember, you can come over here, you can copy the code. You're going to go back over to your Carrot site. All right. You're going to head over to settings, and then you're going to go to analytics and scripts. All right. And you're going to paste that in your header script area. All right. So make sure it's in the header, head scripts. And then you come on down here and you hit save. Okay. That's it. That's all you have to do. So generate the code, copy it, paste it in the header section of your website, and you're done. All right. Google's going to eventually crawl the website again and, apply all of those things to your brand, to your entity, makes it so much easier for you. So
Guys,
hopefully,
if you're not catching on to this, I know this may not seem like sparkly and sexy, but this is the stuff that the best SEOs are doing. And we're showing you and teaching you how to do this. It doesn't seem, I guess, because we're not able to show you bigger picture of how this is going to play out for your company without getting into your data. But this is going to massively improve your rankings. Like all of these little things that we're doing every single week add up to massive fundamental change in your rankings. These are things that we do for our clients. We've been digital marketing agency for over 10 years, working with real estate investors. These are the things that if we could just teach you one thing each week to move your business forward, this is the thing that is going to make a difference for your business. It's quick. It takes 5 minutes. The point of these lives is to move your business forward. And if you're not taking action and completing the task, we're missing the point of this. So one thing I want to hit on really quick, we don't have a winner to announce for last week's giveaway. Last week's action item was to change the image for your social share. So if you share a page from your website, whether it's a blog post or your homepage or whatever, that preview graphic image that shows up, it's really critical to capture people's attention, to kind of express what that page is about and translate as far as like communicating your brand. Nobody took action on that item. It is super easy. It takes less than 3 minutes. It makes you look way more authoritative when it comes to the social properties and social sharing. And we have a press release to give away for free. So first person to comment their link to the site, or I'm sorry, link to your website where you have changed that image is going to win a press release. These are professionally written articles about your business. We pay for this to be done for you. If you try to do this on your own, it would probably be $300 to $500, depending on the company that you go with. So we have a press release written about your company, about whatever topic you want to feature. We then have it syndicated out to hundreds of the top news sites, and all of those give backlinks back to your website. It's huge for your SEO. It's great for building your online credibility. And we have one up for grabs because nobody took action last week. So show me your image, show me what you've got, and we'll give that press release away to one of you guys. We want these to be small, actionable items that you can actually do while you're watching us to move your business forward. We could sit on here for 2.5 hours and go top to bottom scrubbing your website. No one wants to sit on a 2.5 hour live, guys, right? Like, no, give me the good stuff. Let's cut to the chase and actually move your business forward. So your action item for this week is to get Schema code installed on your site, utilizing the markup generator that Jason, or the Merkle, sorry, not markup, Merkle generator that, actually, funny thing
it is a markup generator.
It is. I was talking to Jason about this earlier, and I was just rambling, and I called it HTML code. It's not HTML code. It's actually JSON code. And so I told him I'd make a really bad joke about Jason and JSON code. He didn't come up with this. He didn't name it after himself, I promise, but it is kind of funny. So anyways, your action item for this week, go to that link, generate your schema code, get it installed on your site. It's literally as easy as entering data, plug it in, copy the code, paste it on your website. Boom, you are putting all of your information right under Google's nose to make it easier and more efficient for you to rank and dominate your local market. Once you complete that, drop a comment saying that you've done it, and you'll be entered to win next week's press release. And that's it, guys. Easy peasy. Easy action items to move your business forward, make you more successful, make you more freaking money. Who doesn't love it?
Yep. Yeah, guys, if you have questions or comments, you can always leave them, in the comment box of the video, or you can start a new post. It doesn't matter. We always go back and answer everything. And if you do like Schema, if you want to see more about Schema, go deeper down the rabbit hole of Schema, let us know. We can always do that for you.
Such a nerd.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys like seeing those, your competitors, you know how they have those 5 stars next to them in the search results, and you're wondering how they get those, that's Schema code, guys. So we can talk about that if you want. You just have to let us know.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Drop questions, comments down below, and we will see you next week. Bye.
See you guys.